And good afternoon. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. We're live here at Pimlico Racecourse, second oldest track in the country. I'm Stan Salter, Keith Fustel. A big Sunday afternoon of racing for you. We have one of the biggest carryovers in the country here in our 20-cent Rainbow Pick Six. There it is, a little shy of 280,000. That's going to start in race 5 today. I've taken a swing at it the last couple of days. I got about 300 invested over the weekend so far. I'll take another swing today. I didn't have the Leatherberry horse 2 days ago, Stormnet. Didn't have the Frock horse yesterday. Paid a good price. And then the Hammy Smith horse in the last race paid a big price yesterday. So it still paid $3,500 yesterday to pick 6.
And you had that, what, 1 to 5 or 2 to 5 or whatever it was.
That
the
was
Cole
Renaissance
Rosie, who won quite easily, just prompting the pace and winning pretty much however she wanted to win it. But got one of those bigger favorites beat. The match horse got beat. Steamy Hot, Mary Epler. What a day for her yesterday. Paige McKinney up at Monmouth, winning the Grade 3 Salvatore Mile with a late surge. So he just keeps going up and up and up with that bankroll. One of the best claims, I guess, of all time, you would say.
He trains right here at Pimlico, so the Mary Epler Barn had a big day yesterday. Now, if they don't hit this big monster Rainbow Pick 6 today, it'll be a mandatory payout tomorrow, special live racing for Memorial Day tomorrow. We always have a big crowd for Memorial Day, a nice 9-race program tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have some nice weather. We'll be on the turf. Mandatory payout in everything tomorrow here at Pimlico. We have another nice carryover for you today. I have a ticket for the Pick 6. I'm going to take a swing at that. You have a ticket for this late Pick 5. That starts in race 6 today with that industry low 12% takeout. Late Pick 5 carryover over 8,100.
Yeah, and this stretch of races today compared to yesterday. Yesterday you thought you had those 2 free squares. One of them kind of came through. You really don't have that along the stretch of these last 6 races on this afternoon's card. So you have to dig a little bit deeper. Some more, I think, wide open races throughout today's card. There's a chance it could go, no doubt. A little late change on that morning line in the last race in the 10th, guys. The 12-horse Sonic Boomy Jet at 2-1 should be the morning line. Corrected down from 20. Did not know this horse was entered main track only. That's my bad. It was correct on the overnight. Did not have it on my racing form. But there you go. Just to let you know there, this horse will be in today since that last race is going to be run on the main track. So 12-horse 2-1 morning line, your correction there. And, yeah, we'll see. This is a good little stretch of racing. I like the late Pick 5 as well as the Pick 6. I've got some friends coming out. I'm going to borrow a couple bucks. And we're going to do a little ticket together.
All right, 10-race program. Let's show you both racing surfaces this afternoon here at Pimlico. We'll have a fast main track, turf rated as good. Race 10 is off the turf. The other scheduled turf races are on. Turf good, rated good. How do you think it's been playing the last couple of days?
It's been pretty honest. I mean, we've seen horses kind of do right up to the front, come from 7, 8, 9 lengths out of it, leaving the far turn. I think a very fair turf course right now. Guys have got a good job after all of that rain last weekend. Have got it back in shape. So kudos to the grounds crew here and to the track maintenance staff. It's a tough job, and they've certainly risen to the occasion.
A lot of rain on Preakness weekend. If you want your Preakness gear, well, we have you all hooked up for today and tomorrow. You can't beat this. 50% off all your Preakness souvenirs, clothing, merchandise, hats, glasses, right up here in our home stretch gift shop today and tomorrow. You have to come here to Pimlico. 50% off all your Preakness merchandise. That's the best deal in town. I'm going to hit that up either today or tomorrow. Stock up on some Preakness 143 gear.
If you're down at Laurel, you're a Laurel regular, maybe make the trek up tomorrow and grab some. It's going fast, so not a whole lot of items left. So if you've got your mind on something, you better get here quickly.
All right, so live racing for you tomorrow, Memorial Day. I had some good memories here at Pimlico on Memorial Day. Always a big crowd. Live racing tomorrow. 9 races special, where the first race will start at 1:10. Our gates will open at 11:30 tomorrow for Memorial Day. And it's mandatory payout on everything. If they don't hit the Pick 6 or the Pick 5 or Super High 5 today, it'll be a mandatory payout tomorrow. So lots of action anticipated here, expected at least here tomorrow at Pimlico.
Big day on tap tomorrow. Let's see if this thing carries over one more day. And, yeah, let's get a look at today's, I guess, track condition right now. If we can look at the track, guys. Fast and firm, we got that?
Fast and good, right?
Fast and good, yeah. Fast and good, good for the turf course. There it is, a beautiful little shot of the infield, the remnants of infield, slowly making its way down. There you go, good shot. The turf course in green. Good shape there for the turf. Fast for the main track.
Okay, here we go. Race one's going to kick off the rolling super high five. Every race with 7 or more horses, we have the super high five. That's a low 15% takeout. Race one also kicks off the early pick five. Both your pick fives here at Laurel Park. Your best bet with that industry low 12% takeout. It's always a mandatory payout here on the early pick five starting in race one. We're going a mile and a 16th, maiden claiming 10,000 here in the opener. I go with the favorite, the 6. Okay. Yes means no. Robbie Bales won the opener yesterday with the heavy favorite, preferred sold at. He's looking to win the opener here again with the favorite. Yes means no. Takes a big drop in class. Turf to dirt. Caramanos will ride fresh off that big win yesterday on Paige McKinney up there at Monmouth. You're going against a favorite here. I go with the favorite. Yes means no in the opener.
Yeah, Robbie took an edge yesterday with a drop. Does it again with yes means no. This horse has really been disappointing. I thought the horse, looking at the turf and the breeding last time, I would run a little bit better. Really didn't run a step. Drops here. Doesn't have a real edge at all on buyer numbers. So I've got to go elsewhere, away from the 6 to 5 morning line. The 2 Wildly Clever. The two-turn races on a fast track are good enough for me. 2 races back, this horse was up. Backed up around the far turn, came again late. I like that little move. Just going to scrap the mud try last time out. I think Wildly Clever will get a good stalking trip today.
All right, we both like the 2. You get a decent price there, 4 to 1 on the 2. Wildly Clever. We both like the 1 as well. Teodoro for trainer Wendy Uhax, Felix Garcia in town to ride. A good second 2 starts to go against Maiden 10 up there at Penn. Didn't like the turf last out, but now gets back to a realistic level and surface here for the 1 Teodoro.
The only thing that bothers me, really, really soft internal fractions. 2 races back in that mile and 70 race on the dirt at Penn National. Couldn't last. 3 back, Mr. McGinney in the running line. Mr. McGinney kind of a key horse now for those 25 levels. So that gives you a little bit of encouragement for Teodoro. Will be part of the pace flow. Kenny last. I just didn't like how he couldn't last through those softer fractions 2 races back.
All right, the horse you use, I didn't use the 4 Fiery Challenge, but this 4-year-old son of Frisian Fire trains right here at Pimlico for Faith Leatherman. You got a good rider, J.D. Acosta, on the 4 here.
Yeah, woke up 2 races back, then tried the turf, no good at all. I don't know where that wake up came from last time, 2 races back at 16 to 1, but did it. A good late run from there when caught 6 wide. Just has to save a little bit more ground to be more of a factor today.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 2, a nice maiden special weight to kick off the early pick 4. We're going a mile and a 16th on the main track here in race 2. Maiden special weight for 3-year-olds and upward, and a big scratch in here. Well, part of the entry is scratch. I think the better part of the entry stays in here. The 1A Calvi, who I have on top, but the plain 1 Top Caesar is scratched. But Motion still is probably going to have the favorite here with the 1A Calvi. A good second in debut, going a mile at Laurel against Maiden Special Weight Company, second behind Ballard, who was about 2 to 5 that day, coming down from New York for Linda Rice, fired a 79 buyer with that win. So I think the 1A Calvi, with a very respectable debut, coming out of a strong race, will get a good trip here on the inside with Toledo.
Had an inside post in that mile draw at Laurel. That's a tough spot. Anything down towards the inside, they always seem to break a step slow and have to be used to get into contention. This horse held quite well as Ballard High. As you said, the 2 to 5 for Linda Rice just went ahead and dictated on May 4th at Laurel. I'll go with the 5 Chateau. Wayne Rice was batting at 0. We're going to go to Pletcher at 43%.
Not bad.
Enough said. I'll just take the shot. The Chateau can maybe go to the front. 78 to 1 last time. Won't be anywhere near that today.
And Fergal Lynch having a big weekend. He's on the 5 Chateau, the 2 CC Rider. We both like as well. Centron, he's back in winning form. He had a win on Friday, a win yesterday. He's on this 3-year-old son of Candy ride for Michael Matz. The last couple on the turf have been pretty good, but the one race on the dirt, that was the debut against Maiden Special Weight at Gulfstream. Didn't have Lasix that day. It was 23 to 1, and didn't break very well and didn't go very well that day. Hopefully, CC Rider can transfer that good turf form back to the main track today.
Well, you see it. Bothered at the start in that debut. Try a stand. Hofberg, pretty good.
Yeah.
Just Whistle,
Belmont
a next
winner,
out
Harper.
winner, right? Well, yeah, possibly. Yeah, so CC Ryder, and looking at the breeding, should be fine on the dirt. And you see that turf to dirt percentage for Matt. It's only a 13-horse sample, but at 31%. That's a good strike rate there for the two CC Ryder. But Chateau, yeah, out of that last race, April 24th, the Chateau race where he kind of chased the pace, that 10th place finisher out of there came back to run a 93 next time out.
All right, and we both like the 6 a little bit here. Top Me Off had a nice debut at 29-1 against Maiden 50, going 7 furlongs at Keeneland. Rallied from back of the pack that day to finish third. Didn't break very well, but did finish decent that day. Finished third. The older Sib though was 0 for 4. The Dam 1 for 12, made 21,000. Broker Maiden going long at Fort Erie. So this Curlin trying to move the family up here on the Dam side with the 6 Top Me Off.
Yeah, and it should be able to cover the mile on the 16th. Just can't go quite as fast as these other ones. I don't know. He may be just a slight cut below a few of these.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 3. We're going a mile and a 16th on the main track, claiming 5,000 for filly mares 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. I go with the 2. Something with Lily. My top pick, an impressive maiden win last out against Maiden 10. It took her 9 times to break her maiden, but she clipped heels in that race. She went to the front, clipped heels, and then got back to the lead. That was right here at Pimlico 17 days ago. Wesley Torres, the 7-pound apprentice, was aboard that day. He's back aboard today for Jose Corrales, maybe right to the front, or at least a nice forwardly placed trip here with the 2 Something with Lily.
Yeah, there's some distance in the pedigree there for Something with Lily. Yeah, that was remarkable. I did not think she had any chance once she dropped back.
Right.
Oh, he shifted her out, wide and just came on churning to get up by a head late over Estrella Grande, who kind of, I believe, shook clear in mid-stretch. I'll take a shot with a 4. Tiz Match. This is a wide-open race. It's 5 horses. Anybody, I believe, could win it. Tiz Match 1 for 32, but look at the rest of the bunch. 1 for 21, 1 for 24, 1 for 22. Tiz Match, I think, has the best turn of foot. Had a legitimate excuse at Penn National when steady and then stumbling when in tight. Drops back a notch here. I think it's the controlling speed here for trainer Brandon McFarland and Ricardo Chiappi.
All right, yeah, the 4. I have the 4 in the top 3. The 5, Love and Excess, we both like here. Weston Hamilton on this 5-year-old mare for Robbie Bales. Nice maiden win at Laurel. Then didn't like the slop at Laurel. Didn't like the turf last out. Now we're back to a good spot here for the 5, Love and Excess.
Yeah, you had a couple of these coming out of that race. Dear Charlotte Zarbanda race March the 16th. Love and Excess fits. The mile and the 16th. Can she fire through? She hung a little bit a couple races back. But a definite user. There is really not much splitting any of these horses. The one is second-time Lasix, a horse I liked last time, and maybe improve second-time Lasix on the stretch out for Jeremiah Dwyer. Will hold some value in this shorter field of 5.
All right, see a wide-open affair there in the 3rd. Nice grass race for you here in race 4. Race 4 is going to kick off the middle pick 4. We're going a mile and a 16th on the turf. Maiden claiming 40,000 3-year-olds and upward. We have a video spotlight to show you. Matt's had a heavy favorite get beat yesterday. He's going to have a heavy favorite here in the 4th race, the 3, Daddy's Cozy. Here's the race from early February, going 7.5 on the turf down at Gulfstream.
Yeah, you're going to pick up Daddy's Cozy, making a little move here for rider Luis Saez, and caught a good horse. Battle of Blenheim is the eventual winner. That was a Chad Brown runner who's come back to win an A other than. But Daddy's Cozy, 4 wide early, keeps coming 4 wide. Challenges late, just not quite good enough. You see her out there, the 8 horse making a run. Just maybe a touch of a hang late if you really kind of break it down. But, hey, Key's up against some really strong horses that have gone on to done well, some better things on the grass. 1 to 2, maybe even a little bit shorter.
So we both go with this horse on top. It's a similar formula here with the Victory Rally yesterday.
Yeah.
And Victory Rally was coming into that race yesterday after having a little time off. This filly's this 4-year-old son, Scat Daddy's had a little time off since that race we just saw on February 8th. He's been working well up there at Fair Hill. Alex Cintron will ride. He looks much the best in here. I use him on top. See if the Matt Sparring can make amends for yesterday. The 1, Uno Dancer with the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado on this 3-year-old son of Macho Uno for trainer Jose Corrales. All kinds of trouble in that turf debut last out.
Yeah, I went back and looked at that race this morning, Stan, and Uno Dancer really settled into good position under Prado, was edging closer into the far turn, and another rival just kind of little erratic drift in, hit him, and he had to check pretty sharply there at the 3/8 pole. Just kind of lost all of its rhythm, and that was going back at the time stand where speed was holding pretty good on that turf course at Laurel. I think Uno Dancer can get into good position early again and expect a better finish, avoiding any kind of trouble. I think Uno Dancer is a user and should slip away at an okay price.
All right, and the 2, we both like the 2. Accolade for trainer Abel Castellano.
Yeah.
We remember him around here as a jockey. Now he's doing well as a trainer. Daniel Centeno will ride his 3-year-old by Pioneer of the Nile. Very useful race. Last out, first off the claim. A big improvement for this 3-year-old. So it looks like Abel has him going in the right direction.
Yeah, the Lasix off the last 2 could be the key. Maybe just had some kind of aversion to the Lasix. But Accolade, I like the way this horse settled better last time and finished up much stronger. Yeah, Abel Castellano came into town with agent Gene Short.
Yep.
Way back in the day.
Back in the day.
Rode his
Short.
first winner in Maryland for a horse that Cousin Joan had. I think had a little part ownership. Pell Mell.
There you go.
Yeah, going back a few years, but Abel, good to see him doing well here on the training front.
We both like the 4 Maynooth a little bit. First time gelding here in this 3-year-old by Sky Mesa. He's run some big races on the dirt. He's run a couple okay races on the turf as well. This will be his second race back after having a couple months off. Steve Hamilton gets aboard for the first time today.
Yeah, trying to get him right from mid-pack and shake him up to finish. This horse is a horse that's flashed some talent. Got to be frustrating for the connections. He just really hasn't followed through right now. Maybe this first time gelding is the key for Maynooth.
All right, let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, one of the biggest carryovers in the country right here at Pimlico today in that Rainbow Pick 6. Almost 280,000 starts in race 5. We'll take a look right after this.
This is great for the game.
All right, welcome back. Over 279,000 in our 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 carryover today. Let's show you what we have here. There it is, $279,837. It'll be well played today. It'll be around $350,000 sitting there in the pot. And we had no live singles going into the last race yesterday. We had about 50 live tickets going into the last race yesterday. You had that heavy favorite Renaissance Rosie that won yesterday, but another heavy favorite got beat with Victory Rally. And the pick 6 yesterday still paid a nice $3,500.
Oh yeah, and still lurking there and laying there for you too is the pick 5, the late pick 5. We'll get into that ticket in just a bit, but yeah, 280,000 is your starting point for this Rainbow Pick 6.
All right, let's take a look at my ticket. Tell me if you like this ticket or not, and if I should play it or not. I put 200 in a couple days ago. I put 100 in yesterday. Do I go back in today, or do I just wait for the mandatory payout tomorrow and go in with both fists?
You
Well,
keep firing because
keep firing.
This is a good little stretch of races with no really slam dunk favorite along the way. I know in the 9th race, the Rally and Deep Red will take much of the play, but Mary Epler's got a 10-1 shot in there. Let's look at your ticket.
Yeah, I couldn't find a single. I go 3 deep here in race 5 with the 4, 5. The 7, Max Crown's going to be your favorite for Claudio, but the 4, Danny My Boy, and the 5, Jaquila Hero with a decent shot here in the 5th race. In race 6, I go 2 deep here. This is my price play of the day in race 6. I like the 8, Lady Jane for Tony Aguirre and Kevin Gomez, second off the layoff. I like the 8, Lady Jane at 12-1, but the 5, Believe in Angels, your favorite, will be tough there in race 6 as well. I go 4 deep there in race 7 with the 1, 4, 5. And the 6 there, I go against the, I don't use the 7, Midnight Cry, one of the favorites there in race 7, the dropper for Frock. I don't use the 7 in race 7. Race 8, I go 3 deep in there with the 8 I like a lot. Expect the Kitten, the 9, Proud O'Patty, and the 11, Trice. I go against a 7-2 shot in race 8. I don't use the 3, Talk Less, Smile More, who's going to be on the front end probably for Rubley and Toledo. So I go against the 3 there in race 8. Race 9, nice allowance feature for Maryland-bred filly and mares. The 2, Zorley, looks awful fast and talented for Dale Capuano, but there's a lot of speed there in race 9. It might set up for a closure like the 6, Deep Red and Steve Hamilton. And then race 10, that's off the turf there in race 10. That's a maiden 43 and up, going 5 furlongs. I go with 2 first-time starters. The 4, If Only I Could, comes from a very nice family First timer by Street Magician for Mike Trombetta with Toledo aboard. And I like the 8, Gnarly, a first-time starter by Shanghai Bobby for Gary Capuano and Weston Hamilton. The 12, Sonic Boom E-Jet is 2-1 in race 10 for Claudio Gonzalez. I don't use that runner, but that horse is probably going to be awfully dangerous there in the 10th race. So there's my ticket. Let's see if we can get live here in race 5. We're going a mile and a 16th, a beaten. There's the corrected odds there for race 10. The 12 is 2-1 there in race 10. So race 5 is a tricky beaten, 7,500, 3 and up. Some salty campaigners in here. The 7, Max Crown's going to be your favorite. We have a stat here on Max Crown and Claudio Gonzalez. Let's show you that stat we have here for race 5.
Kind of a daunting stat here for Claudio. Allowance to claimers over the last 2 years. Claudio, 16 for 45, 36%. Those are those allowance to claiming horses moving down in class on the dirt. ROI of over $4. Pretty strong. I think the key is draws outside, Stan. First eighth of a mile going to be critical. The break.
Sure.
Can this horse clear and go on? Yeah, I've seen him kind of stalk in the past. I would prefer to see him on the front end. Max Crown, you saw 2 races back when he coming off a layoff from November of 17 to April, went from that A other than condition to the Open 15, nearly pulled a wire-to-wire score at 4-1. The top prospect who was red hot at the time.
Sure.
Still doing well for Mary, but Max Crown looks like the speed of the speed here. Maybe Greek God can force the issue, but I think if he clears and gets a relaxed pace, he can get this one done.
Yeah, he looks awfully tough here for 7,500 to 7 Max Crown. 3rd race back off the layoff, so he's sitting on a big effort here. Torres will ride. Torres had a little fall the other day, but he's back in the saddle today. He's 24% with Claudio. Now, Max Crown 0 for 2 here at Pimlico. Claudio, your leading trainer in Maryland the last couple years, won the meet at the spring meet at Laurel, but he's a little cold here at Pimlico right now. 1 for 16 here to meet, but you have to respect the favor to 7 Max Crown. I use in my top 3. I use on my pick 6, but I'm going to go with the 4. Danny, my boy, on top here, 4-1. This 5-year-old son of Include is much. He's capable of much better than what we've seen the last couple races. He's trying to get back in good form, coming off a year layoff. This will be his 3rd race back off a year layoff. We take a drop to a beaten $7,500 level. Annette Eubanks had this horse very good last year here in Maryland. See if he's back in good form today. Edwin Gonzalez will ride. You go against the 4, Danny, my boy.
A little tick up in the numbers last time. Yeah, maybe this drop into the condition 75 will hold, good fortune for him and move him up a little bit. It's a tough little race because if Max Crown falters, I could see any one of these. I thought the 1 Bo Ziggity ran quite well last time against the grain of the racetrack on the 13th. Kind of disputed the pace a long way. Tequila Hero was in this race, had the perfect setup. He was a little erratic early, Tequila Hero, last time, but got it done. And he's hedging back. He pairs up the 63s. He can move forward off of that race. The 3 intrigues me. I'm Mr. Blue for Dale. They had been protecting this horse for a while. Finally gives up. Keeps Ortiz, might hold your price there with Ortiz. Keep that price up there at 8-1, maybe 6 or 8-1. And Dale has had good fortune, though, allowance to claiming over the last few years. So tricky race. If Max Crown doesn't fire, this starts your pick 6 off, you're going to get a big price.
Yeah, Dale.
You should get everything else. I think he's going to be 8-5, maybe 7-5 when it's all said and done.
Dale trying to win a race here at this meet. All his horses are running well. He has 6 seconds, just a little case of second-itis. But, yeah, the drop for the 3 on Mr. Blue, that could wake him up for sure. The 7 Max Crown going to be tough. Danny, my boy, trying to get back in good form. The 1 horse we know is in good form right now, hasn't done anything wrong recently, is the 5 Jaquila Hero for the Red Hot Barn of Jerry Robb, who's 4 for 10 here to meet. The X-Man riding well. He's winning races. So the 5 Jaquila Hero at 7-2, been very consistent, and he fits here in this group.
Yeah, he looks like the legitimate second horse when you're kind of breaking it all down, line him at 7-2 on the line. I think that's where he'll kind of fall in line there when they go off. Yep.
All right, see if I can get a little price here to kick me off in the pick 6 there in race 5. We'll have a big carry. We'll have a big handle in race 6 today to start this late pick 5. Let's show you the carryover. A little shy of 8,200 here in the late pick 5. This will get well played here starting in race 6 at industry low. 12% takeout means more money back to you, the better. Keith, you have a ticket. Let's take a look.
And if you get kind of knocked out in that pick 6 first leg, you jump right back in because this is going to be a pretty salty pool when it's all said and done. There's my late pick 5 ticket. $27. I wish I could double it because in the 10th I probably should throw in the 12. But we're going to go here 3 deep to get you started to 3, 5, and 8. This is a questionable drop for the 5. The morning line favorite, Believe in Angels, in race 6. 7th race, 2 deep with the 1 and the 7. I'm going to use Frogstan. I take a shot. Barnes been doing pretty good. This horse ran a good middle quarter in its last dirt race. 8th race, 3 deep. The 4, 6, and 8 going against the morning line favorite in there. I do like the Mary Epler horse. In the 9th, 2, 6, and 9. And in the last, singling the 10, Call Me Cowboy. They keep up protecting this horse a little bit of a freshing. Has a very good turn of foot. Hasn't been able to carry that speed, but the freshing, maybe they adjusted some things, some quirks with this horse. Maybe it was a little bit nervous in the past and has this horse straight. But if you can double it up to go to 54 and use the 12, do that. I think that horse is a user as well. Just want to keep it, reasonable at $27. But if you can get a couple friends together, double that ticket and throw the 12 in the last.
Sure, we'll have about 50,000 new money. Maybe put into this late pick 5 today. Let's take a look at race 6, the first leg. We're going a mile and a 16th on the turf, rated good, claiming 16,000 3-year-old fillies or filly and mares 4 and up. Never won 3. Oh, we both like this price play on top at 12 to 1.
Tony Aguirre the other day ran a good second, if I'm not mistaken.
The 8,
and we're back with Lady Jane again today.
Lady Jane, that was a big win last October in her turf debut. 4-year-old filly by Bellamy Road. She loved that turf debut last October at Laurel. She came rallying off the pace that day with Prado aboard. Won by 3 1/4, going away at 16 to 1. They tried her in Allowance Company, no good. They gave her the winner off. The comeback race at Laurel Park, late April. Decent effort, I thought. She was a little wide. Got beat pretty good there by 7.5.
Right.
I think she'll run a lot better today. I know the 9 fed up, fired up coming out of that same Claire's Dowry race, but it seems like the 9 just always gets too far back and rallies to get a piece of it. I'm hoping the 8 Lady Jane can get back to that strong effort we saw last October.
Yeah, and I think she will. Last time out at Laurel, that turf course labeled good was definitely softer than the ground that she's going to be on today. This is going to be a little bit firmer surface, and I think she's got enough tactical speed to get into position. She was hung out a little bit early around that first turn, so I think she'll go up, maybe stalk the pace of the 3. Traffic Plan is going to be a price user as well in here for me, for trainer Jonathan Maldonado. Tries the turf for the first time, but on the top side, you see Plan. That's all turf. The stretch out here, I'm not going to worry about that turf to dirt. He's batting 0% for a 20-horse sample. This horse, I think, can go to the front and dictate and might take him a long way. But I like Lady Jane getting good stalking trip. What do you think of this drop, though, Stan, of the 5, Believe in Angels? Yeah,
coming off a little freshening. Hasn't run since late February down there at Gulfstream. That was against 30,000 claimers. A good 4th that day. Good 3rd the time before down there at Gulfstream against 30,000 3 Life Company. Last win came at Laurel last summer on a good turf course against 2 Life, 25,000 Company. Won twice on the turf last year at Laurel Park. Clyde Martin trying to win a race here for Augustin Stables. 5-year-old mare by Flatter. Maybe they're trying to sell her here. Alex Cintron having a good weekend. He has a couple wins this weekend here at Pimlico. So I respect the 5. I go 5-8 here in my pick 6. If she's ready to go, she's in a good spot here to beat up on this group.
It's not a move that he does a lot, and I did go back on Formulator and look over the last 5 years on a 50% drop in the claiming price. 2 for 6 and 4 for 6 in the money. So he's been capable with this kind of move in the past. But, I mean, yeah, Cintron fits her like a glove. Gave great rides for the only 2 wins on the turf course for Believe in Angels. She really kind of gets to settle her into a stride and is in a good rhythm and knows this mare quite well. So Believe in Angels, I don't think you can toss out of your multi-race gimmicks.
We both like the 6 a little bit here. La La Bamba, sneaky good race last out against Starter Allowance Company at 42 to 1. Now her 3rd race back off, a little freshening. 3rd race back on the turf. Toledo will ride. La La Bamba might get a little piece of it in this race.
Yeah, a good number last time, 65 from further back than we thought. Jones horses usually let a little bit closer to the pace. I think you'll get that today, but I like to seeing the new dimension from La La Bamba, a little bit more sustainability there at the mile distance. Gets another 16th today, and it could be tough right back with that kind of number. A 65 buyer should be close to getting it done.
All right, so nice turf route there to kick off the late pick 5. Let's take a look here at the 7th race to start the late pick 4 here in race 7. We had a good handle in the late pick 4 yesterday. Paid over $5,300 the late pick 4 yesterday. today. Race 7, we're going 6 furlongs. Maiden, this is a claiming 16,000, 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime here in race 7. We both like the one Mutarami. We have a video spotlight to show you of Mutarami. Let's show you the race on May 17th. Didn't break very well at all in this last race.
Yeah, well, you're going to see it right here. You can't get into trouble like this at 5/8 on a sloppy sealed track. Just kind of pinch bug, a little bit slow. Inside horse comes out, outside horse come in, just a hair. Pinch there at the break, but boy, closed up 8 lengths to the final 1/8 of a mile. You got to like that. The determination from Mutarami. You go back 2 races back, stayed pretty close to pretty decent internals. The 23 and 147. Mutarami can rally into this with a good break. That's good enough, guys. Yep,
okay.
Thank you.
All right, so we both like the one a little bit here. I have the 6 on top, Bad Angle Burke. Weston Hamilton will ride this 3-year-old son of Frisian Fire for Linda Albert. He's been in very good form his last couple of races. The light bulb's gone on. He broke his maiden in the slot. Then a good effort against straight 3-year-olds, 15,000 last out, 5.5 on a fast track at Laurel Park. Now faces older horses to life. He's in a good spot. Weston Hamilton should get a nice trip on the outside here with the 6, Bad Angle Burke, my top pick.
He's kind of found a home right here, and looking at the speed factor, he's going to be right up with the pace. Fought it out gamely behind Damon's horse, in him with him. I'll use the 7, Midnight Cry on top. Frocks and Barn doing, okay, but I think Midnight Cry, the 2-back try off of a lengthy layoff. They reached in and grabbed this horse. Good second quarter in that race, going 6 furlongs. I think maybe be able to get that jump, make a quick pop move, leaving the 3/8 of the quarter pole. I think if he can open up a daylight lead, he can last to the stretch.
Yes, you have to wonder, can he get back in good form? He did that move that was in good form, and then tried the turf and steadily retreated there. You see the comment line at 23-1. So if he can bounce back to good form, he's in a good spot here today. He'll get a good trip on the outside, but I just have to see a race after that last turf try here. Let's see. We talked about the 1, the 4, Cannon's Roar, a nice maiden win last out for Kieran, first off the claim, that didn't run very well at this level last out. Maybe a kind of an in and out horse.
Right.
Maybe can get back into good form today at 6-1 with Karamanos.
Yeah, the maiden score is real strong. Just kind of cruised by, got the lead, opened up. I don't know what happened last time. I expected a little bit more. Yeah, maybe a little bit of a bounce and just fade. Should be right up there with the flow. There's not a legitimate kind of right to the front horse in race 7. Colonel Argo lurking at a price 2. Hammy Smith with a big winner yesterday, the big price in the nightcap. Colonel Argo getting into the best form of his life, no doubt about it.
The 5 I use here, Sir Brahms been hanging around at this level the last few races. Daniel Centeno will ride turf to dirt here for Jamie Ness, who's having a good weekend, having a good meet here, Jamie Ness. So Sir Brahms has a shot here. I go 4 deep in race 7, the 1, 4, 5, 6. But you probably need to use the 7, Midnight Cry, protectively here on your multi-race wagers. All right, let's take a look here at race 8. Race 8, we're going a mile and a 16th on the turf, 25,000 starter allowance contest for affiliate mares. Never won 3 lifetime. We're both on the 8 here. Expect a Kitten for trainer Mary Epler. The barn having a big meet. This 4-year-old daughter of Kitten Story ran a big race first off the claim last out at this level. I was back last fall at Laurel in September, a good second that day. She's had the winner off. This is her 4-year-old debut. Been working well here at Pimlico. A couple nice 5-furlong workouts coming into this race. Karamanos will ride. They're 20% together, Karamanos and Mary Epler from a strong sampling. Now this horse better be ready to fire off the layoff because Jane Sabelli has a nice horse in here. The 9, Proud O'Patty, and I like the 11, Thrice for Hugh McMahon in here as well.
As a pace, this is a good race because I think you've got a vulnerable morning line favorite, Talk Less, Smile More, coming up from the fairgrounds. Just hasn't lasted since 2017. 0 for 8. He's only hit the board 1 time. And will, I think, get some pressure in this race. So expect the Kitten's a horse. So nice improvement off the claim. Now coming off the fresh. And we talked about Steamy High yesterday off of a little bit of a break. If any trainer around here can get these horses to go long off of a break, it's Mary Epler and, kind of old school training and gets it done. Expect the Kitten. I like the improvement. Keys Up, Well Blessed, the winner of that race back in September, had run decent against a horse by the name of Lift Up. Lift Up, the undefeated filly, trained by Dickinson. So expect the Kitten. yeah, should settle in at an okay price somewhere, maybe in that 5 to 8 to 1 range for Epler. Just the way she's been going right now might come down a little bit off of that morning line. So I'm going to try to beat the favorite. I'm going to use the 4 Mini Hero in there, and as well as Mirth, the 6. Bernie Houghton, when he comes to Maryland, he means business. This horse got the job done also from a September 17 break to May the 6th. Good effort tracking the favorite. Darcy May wore that horse down. I think Mirth, 2 for 2 now on the turf course, holding good form. And this horse is fine for me. Will be forwardly placed and can dog it out through the stretch.
I didn't use the 6. She does scare me a little bit here. 3-year-old filly beat up on older horses last out, coming off a long layoff, and now she might bounce a little bit here. She takes a step up here in condition. But that was a big effort last out for the 6 Mirth. I did not use Forest Boyce, having a nice weekend though. She's won a couple races. A 9 Prado Patty, 3-year-old filly by Patio Prado for Jane Sibeli. She looks like she's in a good spot here. Fergal Lynch having a big weekend. This filly had a nice win 2 starts ago against Starter Allowance Company, 2 Life, 3rd last out as the 9 to 5 favorite. That was against maybe a little tougher than what she faces today. She's dead fit coming up here from Gulfstream. The 9 Prado Patty, I think, can get a have a say here in race 8.
Drawing outside, not a ton of speed with Prado Patty, kind of a stalking type. Critical. Was able to kind of save some kind of ground to sustain that run at the mile of 16, stretching out from the mile. Is a mile of 16 just a touch too far? I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach on the 9, but Sibelia Barnett, ultra consistent around here.
So how about the 11th thrice I use on my pick 6? Yomar Ortiz on this filly for Hugh McMahon. Second race back off a little layoff. This horse had a couple nice races on the turf last summer. Nice win at Saratoga against 40,000 2 Life. A good second before the start before that at Belmont. So this filly has some back races in her. She's second off a layoff here, only her 3rd start this year. You just have to hope she gets a good trip and doesn't get floated too wide going into that first turn.
Interesting. In for the tag at Presque Isle off that layoff. Not in for the tag today.
Sure, yeah.
So you got away with it. Maybe nobody's going to go for 25 at Presque Isle for the claim, but protected this afternoon. Yeah, race 8. 7 to 2 morning line. I wouldn't accept anything less than maybe 3 to 1 on anybody in here. Good wide open race. Through this whole process, this pick 6. It's a nice little stretch.
All right, so we're both going against a 3. Talk less, smile more there. In race 8, that's a nice starter allowance here to kick off the final pick 3. Let's take a look here. Race 9, a nice first level allowance contest for Maryland bred, Maryland sired filly mares, 3 and up, 6 furlongs on the main track. Let's show you the Maryland bred filly Zorley. Let's show you her race from Black Eyed Susan Day here at Pimlico. That was just a couple Fridays ago. Very good effort here to Sauer. That was a Steve Asmussen horse, I believe, right?
It might have been Rice. It might have been
Linda Rice, my bad.
who airmailed, I believe, in Laurel stand first time out. But, yeah, regardless, Zoe Raleigh, after an eye-catching debut back in April at Laurel, chases this horse around the track every step of the way. Sauer drifting a little bit. You see past the 8th pole. Zorali shifts inside and coming to the wire, just a little bit of a steady late. You see this. Wasn't going to win, but was in narrow quarters late, as the short comment suggests. Tells you game as can be to the wire. But, that hard of a race coming back in a little bit of shorter time, that's the biggest concern for me. Was the rally. You've got Deep Red in here, who's in awfully good form, too, for Damon. I like this horse, Deep Red, at 6 furlongs.
And there's going to be some other speed in here. There's the 2 Zorley has speed, but right to her outside. The 3 Red Hair Don't Care coming off the layoff for Tony Dutrow. The 4 Star Vista trains here at Pimlico. That filly has speed. So there's 2 horses right to the outside of Zorley that has speed. So it'll be interesting to see the what the Bug Boy Weston Hamilton does. Does he try to use the speed on the inside to get to the lead, or maybe take back and get to the outside and have a stalking trip on the 2 Zorley? She'll be awfully tough. I think the 6 Deep Red's going to get a nice trip. I think she'll just be out in the outside, stalking with Steve Hamilton. Very good second last out against older fillies. Second behind Bay of Cats. This looks like this has been a nice claim here for the Dilla DeVico barn. I like the 6 Deep Red here, getting a nice trip in race 9.
Like the turn back, 2-back try at a mile in the Beyond the Wire Stakes. Just maybe the way the race developed kind of forced the hand of Stevie to go after those leaders a little too soon. Just took a little starch out of her. Not this fault, he's trying to win the race, but coming back last time out, perfect grading job, a nice bid. Just, Bay of Cats is red hot for Dale Capuano, but Deep Red will sit back. try to stalk and measure the pace, hoping that somebody kind of goes out there and a duel develops. But Zorelli, I don't think necessarily needs the lead. You understand? It's, chased a really fast horse in Sauer, and that was the only way she was going to kind of beat her to stay after. This group might be able to sit if she needs to.
All right, what's the steam here on the 9 Pearl Gem? She was good last year. Nice debut win at 12-1. And then they came back in the Maryland Million last year. Decent fourth that day with the treble trip. And they put her away for the run, for the wintertime. Snunner's been a very productive broodmare. Rosario Montanez had a 2-win day yesterday. This filly's been working well. A couple nice 5-furlong workouts right here at Pimlico for the 9 Pearl Gem for the red-hot Mary Epler.
Yeah, home track advantage here for Pearl Gem. Debut good. That was a decent number for a 2-year-old filly. And you got to like to try encountering trouble. I bet this horse was hammered down, okay, to 2-1 in the limited view off of that debut score. Freshened, out of a strong family. Snunner, really nice mare, the whole family. So Pearl Gem, I think that's your price user to upset the apple cart in race 9.
How about the 3, Red Hair, Don't Care by Frisian Fire, Maryland bred here for the Martins and Country Life Farm, Team D, West Point Thoroughbreds, Tony Dutrow, the trainer. That was a powerful debut win in a 9-horse field against Maiden Special Weight Company at Belmont on an off-track. Got a 64 buyer there, then tried Allowance Company and had to break from the inside, went to the lead, took all kinds of pressure from the outside, and faltered a bit there. That was a strong race, though, at Aqueduct. They knew they had something nice. They put her away for the wintertime. We know how good Tony Dutrow is. This filly, a couple nice 5-furlong workouts up there at the Belmont training track. Alex Cintron will ride 6-1 here. The 3, Red Hair, Don't Care, could absolutely pull off the upset in this group.
We've seen that family duck the punch. This whole, the Martins horses all the way through from over in the valley. So Red Hair, Don't Care. You see that debut 64. No, that's a good number for a 2-year-old filly in her debut. Short comment in hand, inside, suggesting boy she's got a real good turn of early foot and was able to rate that day. I think she's going to be the target for the Tuzo rally.
All right, one more race to go here. Big 10 race card for you this afternoon. Race 10 is off the turf. Maiden claiming 40,000, 3 and up here in race 10. I go with a couple first-time starters on top for me. The 4, If Only I Could. Just wondering why this horse in for the tag, because it's a Maryland bred. He could be in for the waiver. Now, maybe Trombetta thinking maybe there's some 40,000 starter allowance races at Monmouth or Saratoga or something that he's trying to get this horse eligible for. But this horse comes from a nice family, a homebred for our Larry Johnson. Street Magician's been a very solid sire here in Maryland. Trombetta and our Larry Johnson campaigned Street Magician when he was a racehorse. The siblings here for If Only I Could. You had a sibling that made $124,000. Another one made $153,000. Another one made almost $200,000. The dam was 7 for $39,000. She made almost $200,000. Was stakes play. She won a 4 other than allowance race, 6 furlongs on the dirt here at Pimlico, the dam of the 4 If Only I Could. So this is a first-time starter from a very nice family. Some good enough works at Pimlico for Trombetta in Toledo, Lasix in debut. I like the 4 If Only I Could here.
I think Tromby just likes making these moves to make us think.
Yeah.
Drives us batty trying to figure out. Mike, he's crafty. Yeah, a fool to do what I say. A horse that we've seen run quite well over here. Best runs on the turf for Do What I Say. But this horse staying in is an encouraging sign for Trombetta and R. Larry Johnson. Now I'm going to go to the outside, the 10, Call Me Cowboy, a horse I chased at Laurel in the fall. Never really panned out, but a freshening. You see the speed in this horse in the debut, 22 and 246 flat. That was after running off with a rider pre-race. And maybe giving some time to regroup. I like the positioning to the outside. Could be the main speed in the nightcap. But the 12 horse, again, guys, 2-1 morning line. Corrected morning line for the 12 Sonic Boom E-Jet. On my papers, had Tony Wilson as a trainer. Now we've got Claudio Gonzalez showing up. So respect that. Against the grain of the racetrack back in September on the dirt behind Cordmaker, a horse that came back off of a layoff for Rodney Jenkins to run huge on the dirt. Sonic Boom E-Jet keys up with the right kind and was against the bias on the 15th of September.
Yeah, the dam made a bunch of money, almost $300,000. This horse has a sibling that made $73,000. So I overlooked the 12 a little bit here. Sonic Boom E-Jet. You have to respect that horse. in race 10. Big field there in the 10th race. That's it. We're out of time. Big 10 race card today. Couple very nice carryovers for you. The Rainbow Pick 6, one of the biggest in the country. That's almost 280,000, I believe. Yeah, almost 280,000. That starts in race 5. Then a nice carryover for you in that late pick 5 starting in race 6, over 8,100. So nice action for you today on a Sunday afternoon of racing.
I'm just glad I got some friends coming out, I guess so-called friends. We've got a few that we can talk them out of some money, maybe build up a nice little tick and get a big score here for Memorial Day weekend. Buy some steamed crabs and some cold beer and see you later.
That's what we need.
Out the door special.
All right, Rodman is coming up next with Scratches and Changes. Good luck.
Good luck.